Have you ever wondered how ancient Egyptians, with just simple tools, built the colossal pyramids? We've all heard the stories of massive labor forces, but new evidence is rewriting everything we thought we knew. Forget what you've seen in movies. The real story is far more ingenious and surprising. Stick around, because we're about to uncover the scientific breakthroughs that are finally solving this age-old mystery. How did a civilization without modern machinery lift millions of stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons, to a height of nearly 500 feet? The conventional theory suggests an army of workers, perhaps up to 100,000, toiling for decades. They supposedly dragged these massive stones up enormous ramps. But this theory has major problems. The sheer size of the ramps required would have been a construction project almost as large as the pyramid itself. Also, the logistics of feeding and housing such a massive workforce would have been a nightmare. The math just doesn't add up. So, if not ramps, then what? Let's dive into the first groundbreaking theory, which comes not from an archaeologist, but from a materials scientist, Professor Joseph Davidovits. He proposed a radical idea. What if many of the pyramid-esque blocks weren't carved and lifted at all? What if they were cast in place, much like modern concrete? Davidovits argues that the ancient Egyptians were masters of chemistry. He suggests they used a mixture of limestone slurry, lime, and other natural binders to create a type of ancient geopolymer concrete. They would have carried the raw materials up the pyramid in buckets, mixed them with water from the Nile, and poured the mixture into wooden molds right on site. Think about it. This completely changes the game. Instead of impossibly heavy lifting, you have a much more manageable task of carrying raw materials. Microscopic analysis of pyramid stones has revealed some intriguing clues that support this theory. Some samples contain air bubbles, hair, and other organic fibers, things you wouldn't expect to find in natural quarried limestone, but are common in man-made concrete. The chemical composition of some blocks also seems different from the limestone in nearby quarries, suggesting they were chemically altered. This cast-in-place method would have saved immense time and labor, and it explains the incredible precision of the blocks, which fit together so tightly you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. But what about the massive granite blocks used for the inner chambers, like the king's chamber? These stones, weighing dozens of tons, were definitely quarried and transported from Aswan, over 500 miles away. Casting them wasn't an option. So how did they get them up the pyramid? This brings us to our second fascinating theory, proposed by physicist Peter James. He suggests the answer lies with water. We know the Nile River was the lifeblood of ancient Egypt, and they were experts at managing it. The theory is that the Egyptians built a series of internal water shafts or locks inside the pyramid as it was being constructed. They would float the giant granite blocks onto barges at the base of the pyramid. Then, using a clever system of gates and locks, they would raise the water level, lifting the barge and its heavy cargo up through the heart of the structure, level by level. It's like a water elevator inside the pyramid. Once a block reached the desired height, it would be floated into position. This would explain the presence of strange, seemingly random shafts and chambers within the Great Pyramid that have long puzzled Egyptologists. This water shaft theory also aligns with ancient texts. The Greek historian Herodotus, who visited Egypt around 450 BC, wrote of machines used to lift the stones. While his descriptions are vague, a system of water locks and levers could certainly be described as a machine. Imagine this: the bulk of the pyramid, the millions of casing and core blocks, are cast in place using geopolymer concrete. They built the pyramid structure and its lifting mechanism simultaneously. This hybrid approach solves the major flaws of the traditional ramp theory. It accounts for the different types of stones used, explains the incredible precision, and provides a feasible method for lifting the heaviest elements without requiring a ramp larger than the pyramid itself. It showcases the Egyptians not just as brute force builders, but as brilliant scientists, chemists, and hydraulic engineers. They harness the power of science and nature to achieve the impossible. We often view ancient civilizations through a modern lens, underestimating their scientific knowledge. They weren't just piling up stones, they were innovating, experimenting, and problem solving at a level that we are only just beginning to appreciate. The pyramid wasn't just a tomb, it was a testament to their scientific prowess. Of course, these theories are still being debated and researched. Archaeologists are using ground-penetrating radar, cosmic ray imaging, and advanced chemical analysis to search for more evidence. They're looking for traces of the wooden molds, residual chemicals from the concrete mixture, and the hidden water channels that would prove these ideas once and for all. Each new discovery brings us closer to the truth. The Great Pyramid is slowly giving up its secrets, not to treasure hunters with shovels, but to scientists with microscopes and scanners. So, the next time you see a picture of the pyramids, don't just see a pile of stones. See a masterpiece of ancient engineering and science. A structure possibly built with liquid stone and lifted by water. The mystery isn't completely solved, but we're closer than ever to understanding how the pyramids were really built. The answer is not aliens or lost technologies, but the sheer ingenuity of the ancient Egyptian people. What do you think? Does the concrete theory or the water lift theory sound more plausible to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the secrets of the pyramids, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the greatest mysteries of history. See you next time.